Hi everyone, it's Flannery Crump. I'm the Teen Services Librarian at the Eola Road Branch, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make tie-dye face masks. Not this one, but similar. We're going to be doing it as a live in-person craft outside on Tuesday, June 29th at 4 o'clock. But if you're not able to attend the live program and make a tie-dye mask, we also have craft kits available. You can pick them up starting this Monday, the 21st, at any of the library branches. So, without any further ado, let's get started. So, if you sign up to get one of our craft kits, this is what will be inside. We've got our white cotton face mask, some rubber bands, some disposable gloves, and then we've got our dye. All we need to do is dump these packets into the bottles and then shake them up real good, and we'll be ready to put our dye on our face mask. Okay, so I've filled my bottle of water just below this line here, and I've torn the corner off of my dye packet, and now I'm just gonna dump all of this in here. Ooh, it's already working. This dye is strong stuff, so do be careful of your clothes. You can put less of the powder in to make it more of a pastel color, or you can add a lot of it for more of a vibrant, darker color. So that's as much as I'm gonna do. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure I've got that tight on there and that the top is secure, and then I'm gonna shake it. Okay, it's getting there. I'm gonna do some more. Okay, so now I've got my aqua and my black all shaken up. Now I get to decide what kind of pattern I want to do for my mask. There's lots of different patterns that you can get from the way that you twist it up. You can start in the middle and kind of pinch and then draw it. I'm trying to do it one-handed, so it's not working, but you can kind of twist it so that it's a circle, and that looks cool. I want something that's going to be a little bit more irregular and blotchy, so I'm just going to kind of crumple it. This is a legitimate method, I promise. I actually read it in the instructions. I'm going to have to do this two-handed. So I'm going to crumple it up, and then I'm going to wrap it in some rubber bands, and I will show you how it looks when I'm done. Okay, so here is my end result. I just kind of went with something random because, like I said, I kind of want to be surprised about what the pattern is going to be. So the basic principle of tie-dye is that anywhere that you have covered by the rubber bands will ideally not get as much dye in it, so you'll have some white areas, some negative space. It depends on how tight you wrap them and how much dye you use, and there's all kinds of things. Like, you can start with a wet material if you want the dye to spread further, but I just went with it dry because I want it to not spread too much. So let me get my gloves on, and then we'll start putting the dye on. Okay, so here's the really fun part. Here's where we get to actually add our dye. I've got my gloves on to protect my hands. I really should have something to protect my clothes because I actually kind of like this dress, but I also like to live dangerously. So I'm going to start with my aqua blue because you want to start with lighter colors first because the darker colors don't get covered up as easily. Here. Whoop. All right. So I want to make sure that I'm kind of getting into some of the crevices and like making sure that the material gets soaked, because otherwise there's gonna be a lot of white spaces left, and I want some but not too many. So I'm just kind of like dropping it carefully. I'm wanting to make sure that most of the dye gets on my cloth, not all over my table here. Although I did cover it with plastic because I'm smart. Okay, getting some of this blue. The liquid definitely comes out of this bottle pretty quickly, so that's just a heads up. Some of my rubber bands are kind of loose, so I don't know if they're going to do much to prevent the flow of the dye, but we'll see. I want to see how this turns out. Okay, it's definitely soaking this dye right up. I'm having a few drops here and there, but not too bad. I want to make sure it's pretty well saturated, but I'm still being careful. I'm not just dumping it all at once. You might have some dye left over when you're done. If you do, you have to pretty much use it within the next couple of days. If you don't think you're going to use it, then just throw it out. At least it lasts a little longer than hair dye. Hair dye you pretty much have to get rid of right away. Oh no, I'm thinking of the bleach. Hair dye you can stick around for a little while. Okay, this is looking pretty good, I think. I think the blue is starting to saturate it because it's starting to drip out a little bit. So now, the other color that I chose was black because I thought it would look cool, and that's kind of my vibe. But I'm going to have to be really careful with a color this dark that it doesn't just take over the whole thing. So I'm going to be applying this very carefully because I want it to be dark but not like ridiculous. I want the blue to still be visible. Ooh, look, it's so black. It's gonna look good. And I want to make sure that it's soaking not only the outer layers, but the inner as well. So I'm kind of trying to press the tip in there so that it can get into some of the layers. Trying to apply it very sparingly, like I said. Just little drips and drops. And hopefully it looks cool at the end. Alright, that might already be enough black. Because like I said, I don't want it to be overpowered. Don't want it to overpower the blue. Okay, I think I've got it looking sort of how I want it to. Don't know how well it shows up on camera, but now the trick is I have to let it rest. So if you come to the craft on Tuesday, we're going to have plastic bags for you to put them in and take them home, because these just have to sit and kind of soak for about 8 to 12 hours. So tomorrow I'm going to be able to unroll this and I'm going to rinse it to get the excess dye out, and then I'll see how it looks. So we'll be able to see how it looks then. Alright, so don't forget, like I said, we have the live in-person craft on Tuesday the 29th. We're going to be outside in the parking lot. And if you can't make it to the live program, you can sign up on our website to pick up a craft kit just like this, so you can do it at home. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!